Picture a scene that, let's be real, almost all of us can instantly recognize. You're on a crowded train, let's say in Tokyo. The door slides shut, the train speeds up, and suddenly, bam! The silence is totally shattered by a chaotic toddler meltdown. It's loud, it's intense, and you can practically feel the awkward, slow-motion reactions of the passengers around them. But look at the mother. Despite all the noise, she is just completely serene. She radiates this quiet, almost mysterious calm. It's a stark contrast, right? It immediately pulls us in and makes us wonder, how on earth does she do it? Welcome to today's Explainer, where we're going to dive right into that exact mystery. Now, what's really fascinating here is how this question forces us to look way beyond just that one train ride. If you spend any time observing daily life in Japan, you start noticing these incredible little details. You'll see really young children just walking alone to school, completely safely navigating busy streets. You see them keeping their classrooms absolutely spotless. You watch them move through these highly organized daily routines with this amazing sense of peaceful independence. So the real question is, why are Japanese children so emotionally disciplined? Is it magic, genetics, or is it a highly intentional approach to child rearing? Well, think about the standard modern Western approach to parenting. We're talking scattered toys, maybe stepping on a stray Lego in the dark. Ouch. A bit of yelling, and that frantic rush to just fix a problem the second it erupts. It's often really just reacting to behavior, right? Putting out fires? But contrast that with the Japanese approach. It focuses heavily on preventing those behavior problems before they even spark. It's proactive. It's rooted in calm observation rather than a frantic reaction. Honestly, it's a fundamental shift in how we even approach the entire concept of raising a tiny human.
Shitsuke redefining discipline.
So this first core pillar completely flips how we typically view discipline. In the context of Shitsuke, discipline isn't about reacting to bad behavior with punishments or consequences. Instead, it is beautifully framed as identity building. Think about a mother gently teaching her child how to neatly arrange their shoes at the door, or a family having quiet, structured dinner rituals. These aren't just arbitrary rules being enforced. They are small, respectful habits that actually teach a child who they are and how they fit into the harmony of their environment. It literally makes us rethink what the word discipline actually means. I want to pause here for a second, because this idea forces a massive paradigm shift. When a child is acting out, say crying in total frustration over homework, our gut instinct is usually parental frustration. We think, oh, they're just being difficult on purpose. But Shitsuke flips that script. It suggests that children misbehave simply because they haven't yet learned the required emotional skill for that specific moment. They aren't malicious. They're just unequipped. And when you adopt that mindset, wow, your reaction changes from anger to deep empathetic observation. You stop seeing a tiny adversary and you start seeing a little human who just needs some guidance.
Section 2. Mimamoru, the productive struggle.
This brings us to a really fascinating psychological technique, one that requires parents to master the incredibly difficult art of the pause. Mimamoru translates roughly to watching without controlling. It's the active, conscious choice to step back and just allow for productive struggle. Instead of swooping in with an instant intervention to save the day like a superhero, parents give their kids the physical and emotional space to figure things out on their own. It basically replaces frantic micromanagement with a quiet, steady confidence in the child's own abilities. Just picture this scenario. A child is deeply frustrated, struggling to get their shoes on and tie the laces. Now, the natural parental urge is to just rush in, tie the laces for them, and get out the door, right? We've all been there. But instead, under Mimamoru, the mother simply watches and waits patiently. She allows the child to battle with the laces, to feel that frustration, process it, and ultimately push through it. When the child finally succeeds, usually accompanied by a subtle, proud smile from the mother, they haven't just tied their shoes. They've built genuine emotional skill and resilience through that productive struggle. On the flip side, when we constantly rescue our kids, it comes with a pretty heavy cost. In our fast-paced, super overstimulated modern homes, we so often fall into the trap of helicopter parenting. We hand them a screen to stop a tantrum, or we fix their mistakes instantly just so we don't have to deal with the messy emotions. But by constantly intervening like that, we're actively weakening their natural resilience. Think about it. If they don't get to practice handling small, everyday struggles, they are going to be completely unequipped for the much bigger emotional hurdles life will inevitably throw at them later. Section 3. Amae, deep emotional safety. Now, to actually allow a child to face that productive struggle safely, there has to be an incredibly strong foundation underneath them first, and that brings us to Amae. This is the profound emotional safety net that actually makes true independence possible. It's this deep, unspoken sense of security and connection between parent and child. It acts as the quiet anchor in a child's life. I mean, think about it. A child can only feel brave enough to step out into the world, walk to school alone, or struggle through a frustrating task if they know with absolute certainty that they have a safe harbor to return to. And the thing is, Ame isn't built through these massive, grand gestures. It's built through warm, intimate, everyday moments. It's the peacefulness of co-sleeping, the reassurance of gentle hugs, the absolute consistency of eating family meals together. These moments of deep connection signal to the child that they are loved and protected unconditionally. It beautifully illustrates a core paradox in Japanese parenting, the idea that true lasting independence actually stems from feeling completely and deeply dependent and secure at home first. Kind of mind-blowing, right? Section 4. Routine builds character. So how do these big emotional concepts, Shitsuke, Mimamoru, and Amae, actually scale up from the living room into everyday society and the classroom? Well, it's all about daily rituals. Preparing school bags the night before, bowing respectfully to elders and teachers, taking the time to physically clean their own classrooms. These aren't just mindless chores or busy work. These are daily micro-habits. And over time, the repetition of these small, respectful actions fundamentally shapes a child's personality and character. It's basically the constant practice of mindfulness and respect in everyday life. What's really fascinating here is the psychology behind those actions. When Japanese students clean their own schools or serve lunch to their classmates, they are learning a vital lesson. Responsibility creates identity. By taking ownership of their environment through teamwork, children internalize this responsibility. It stops being just some annoying chore that a teacher is forcing them to do, and it actually becomes a core part of who they are. They start to see themselves as capable, contributing members of a larger community. Section 5. Raising emotionally secure humans. Let's bring all of these threads together to really understand the ultimate takeaway of this explainer. The deep truth we uncover here is pretty profound. When we look at those quiet, organized classrooms or the respectful bowing, it's so easy for a Western observer to just assume that the goal is strict obedience. But the source material shows us that the end goal was actually never blind obedience. You can't force true emotional calm. Instead, the goal is forging an internal emotional strength. It's about raising emotionally secure humans, built layer by layer through trust, connection, and highly purposeful routine. As we wrap things up today, I want to bring us right back to where we started, that serene mother and her now calm child on the Tokyo train, surrounded by the busy city lights. It leaves us with an incredibly powerful reflection on our own goals as parents or caregivers. Are we simply trying to quickly fix behavior just to raise obedient children who follow the rules? Or are we actually willing to put in the time, the careful observation, and the productive struggle required to raise truly emotionally secure humans? I'm going to leave you with that final, provocative thought to chew on. Keep learning, and we'll catch you in the next explainer.